Ladies and gentlemen, the sun rises every morning in the east and sets every evening in the west. This has compelled people to believe that whatever goes up must come down. The people I'm talking to today, well, their reputation rose one day and is showing no signs of ever going down. I'm talking about a sister business duo called the PR Girls.
That Zed Podcast. Zed Podcast. Zambian conversations worth having. We talk to Zambian movers and shakers, the change makers, the achievers. We also discuss interesting topics. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, That Zed Podcast. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Listen to That Zed Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Anchor. That Zed Podcast. Zambian conversations worth having. Hosted by K+.
It's K+, baby.
It gives me immense pleasure talking to the sister duo today. I'm excited talking to them. I can't even describe how I'm feeling. It's like you know what I mean. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the PR Girls. Welcome.
Hi, K+.
How are you?
How are you doing? How are you doing? Let's start from there. How are you doing?
We're good.
Great.
We're good. We're great.
We're great.
And you look good.
Thank you.
You look good. Let's get into it. Now, every time I meet the two of you, you're either from planning an event, making an event, or getting into planning an event. Considering the entertainment industry has been the hardest hit industry when it comes to the COVID-19 pandemic.
It's been crazy. I think it's been really unpredictable. I think when this whole crisis started, we didn't predict or expect it to take so long. We all had our year planned out and we're like 2020 is the year, 20 plenty.
Yeah.
And yet, I think it's with all its challenges, it's come with a lot of plenty of lessons. So I will agree to say that it's been a crazy year, but it's come with a lot of lessons. And for us, it's put us in this space where we are challenged and beautiful ideas are coming out of that challenge.
Look, it sucks that we haven't been able to do what we love to do, which is obviously hosting events. And like my sister said, we had so many plans. But we used the time to, what can I say, re-strategize.
Yeah.
And I think it's been a blessing, in that sense. So, yeah.
Today you are the PR Girls. Let's take it back to the roots. How did this thing start? I would like to take it back to growing up in your home. Were you two always the people organizing, family events? Were you two like always in the forefront of putting events for the family together? Where did the PR Girls come from?
Well, basically, PR Girl Media is literally our interests. So Chichi loves PR. She's a PR professional. And I've always been that person in the family that, plans Christmas, plans family trips,
Plans everything.
Plans birthdays.
Even the breakfast. You just wake up in the morning and she has this whole plan like, wait, don't touch anything until it's all ready. And it's just like, I just want a bowl of cornflakes. Like, I don't need to wait until everything is set up on the table. And that's always been her. So I like that she highlights that PR Girl Media is a combination of our interests, because I've always loved talking. And she told me before we started this interview not to talk too much. So
Yes, I did. I whispered to her, like, don't talk too much.
So I think that's what makes it seamless. Like, it's not a struggle, because we found this really good balance where we're both happy with what we like to do, and then we're also learning even the things that we don't like to do, because I haven't always liked planning. I find it so tedious and challenging in that sense, because I'm random. So I'm learning that from her, like planning, and she's had to learn some of the talking from me, the PR stuff. So it's always a challenge. Like, it's always learning and it's always new, and the evolution of our professional careers within PR Girl Media, and then, like you've said, looking at our past and how we grew up and how that has evolved into what we call a passion job. And we're so grateful for that.
For sure.
So grateful.
You're dominating the event space in Zambia right now, but I'm pretty sure events is not what you guys went to school for, university for. What was it like trying to convince family, your parents, that events is actually what you guys want to do? Because every parent's dream for their child is medicine, law, and things like that. What was it like trying to convince your parents that events is actually what you guys want to do?
I actually dropped out of law school to pursue public relations. So it's funny you say that. And Monde was studying
Computer science. I think, look.
Wait, when you say she was studying, are you the proverbial college dropout or?
No, she's studying. She's studying. I think maybe I went a little further into my studies because I was so sure that this is what I would do. And for her, she was just like wanting to travel, right? And like,
yeah, I mean,
eat, pray, love.
Yeah, I think we have a really supportive mom. And actually, was mom that dramatic when you dropped out of law school? Did she like lose her mind?
No, really she didn't. And that's the thing. Like, she worried about whether it was a momentary decision.
Yeah.
Like any parent would, but I wouldn't say that she was absolutely like unsupportive of the idea of me pursuing a different career. And I think what I did with my PR was even more interesting because she embraced it. You know, she liked it. She didn't quite understand it at first, but she was so supportive. I mean, to an extent where we would get, you know, event reviews, bad or good, and she would be commenting. She would be responding like, thank you, and then tag us and say, please respond to this person. They like your work. So it was really cute in the beginning, and she's always been really supportive. And the worry is there, and you can tell my mom has this really good balance of masking her worry with support, if I can put it that way. She's like, I will support you so you know how far in this can go. And should you change your mind, I'll be like, okay, let's get back to the drawing board. But but
and I think she has that. It's always great. You know, when you're an entrepreneur, a support system is vital. Yeah.
Speaking of entrepreneurship,
you know,
this leads me to my next question. Now, there's a very thin line between risk and foolishness. You know what I mean? You ladies got into events when not too many people were making money out of this. What for you was that light bulb moment? Like, you know what, sis? We can actually do this. This could be our bread and butter. What was that? What was that moment for you? When did that come?
First of all, risk is foolishness in business.
Yeah, it is.
That's for sure.
That's entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
it's madness.
It's madness. You can't make sense out of it. The one thing that you need is passion, hard work, and consistency.
Yeah.
And put those three together and you eventually get it right. Because in the beginning you don't know anything. You don't even know what you're doing. The only thing guiding you is your passion, your interest, what you've learned, you know, from, you know, in the past or whatever it is. So
and your commitment to the path.
Yeah.
I think the fact that we've stayed committed to that path, and you know, it hasn't always been wins. You know, we've lost. You know, the first event wasn't highly attended and the second event wasn't highly attended either. It took us at least about 8 events to start getting that.
I was even about to say, you know, very few people will succeed from the get-go, especially, well, in any business.
Yeah.
And especially in events. Like, I mean, you understand that space very well. And, you know, your first show, how much of a flop or a success was it? And did you feel like, you know what, sis, maybe this is not for us?
Our first show was actually Lusaka, July.
Yeah,
and
it was in
2016.
People?
In 2016.
I think like 40
people. And you expected about how many?
Well, we were very ambitious. So we were thinking like 300 people.
I don't even remember whether we set a target for people.
So that was your first ever event?
Yeah, yes. First ever event.
And 40 people attended?
And 40 people came through. And I'm pretty sure about 20, maybe 30 were like our friends and family. So...
I think we sold like 3 tickets.
3 tickets.
Okay.
But you know what? I'll tell you this. One thing that actually keeps me and my sister kind of like, you know, alive in the dream. Yeah. Because it's very important to continue to be inspired by your work and other people's work. Is, you know, you use the word flop. We never use that word. Yeah. Whenever we do something,
like it
we
brings
sit
negativity.
Down.
Yes.
That's your
exactly.
Yeah.
So you sit down, you do a project, whether it's 2 people or 3 people, you look at the wins. What did we get right? Let's amplify that.
Yeah, like let's profile these 3 people and let's find, you know, 10 other groups of people that are like them. Why have these people bought tickets? What have they come for? What is it about our event that attracted them to it?
Have you always had this mindset, like we're going to make it? Or is there one particular event that made you feel like, you know what? I think we're going to make it.
Have we made it? I don't have $1 million.
You're having success. you're having successful events today. But of course, there probably is that one event that made you feel like, you know what? We can actually make it.
But you see, that's the thing. And when I
Yeah.
talk about commitment to the path and the journey, when my sister and I started this, we looked at it as in, we're going to be doing this when we're 60 years old. So we are like 4 or 5 years in the game, and we're still looking
54
like
to
another,
go.
with another 54
Yeah.
to go. So, I mean, when you say you've made it, it's such an honor. And honestly, we're grateful for the reviews and the way that the public has received our entrepreneurial journey. But we have so much further to go.
So much more to do.
So much more to do. It's exciting. It's scary, but it's good. It's good. It keeps us humble.
And then today, I can't enter any big building and meet corporates who don't want to work with PR girls. What was the game plan? How did you get to this, where everybody wants to work with the PR girls now? How did we get here?
I have to tell you this story.
Yeah.
Lusaka July 2016. I remember it so well. Oh yes, we're going to do a Lusaka July. Who do we talk to first? And I think Chichi had been working in Zambia for a while, so she's like, you know what? We need to target Zambian breweries. I can say their name, right?
yeah.
It's okay, they're a client now. We need to target Zambian breweries. We set up a meeting. 2 of their marketing guys came in, you know, they set up a projector. We did a whole presentation of Lusaka July.
Yeah.
And they literally looked us in the face and said, you guys are crazy. This will never fly in Zambia.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
too
are
elitist.
you seriously trying
Yeah.
to sell luxury in Zambia?
That's not the type of events that the
Yeah.
public are interested in. We are willing to support you. Just give us a different product, not this.
Yeah. Like, we will support you. Just give us a different product. And we went
Yeah.
home and we said, we have to stay committed to our path. Our email is, we need to put out a narrative about Africa that shows that young Africans are working hard, they're spending their money, they're beautiful, and that we have such a rich culture of fashion and lifestyle in our food, in our language, in the way we dress, the way we dance. And if we had taken that decision to give them what they wanted, it would have
Yeah.
set us way off. And I think that's what has kept us different or maybe unique in the market, is that we are honest and we've stayed
Authentic.
true to
Yeah.
ourselves. Even if you've said no to us, we've said, okay, we're going to keep coming back.
And
Yeah.
corporates
Until
still
you
say
say yes.
no, by the way.
They
They
still
still
say
say
no.
no.
Ah,
It's not
okay.
all of them
Yeah.
that say
Yeah.
yes. However, I think, you know, we always say this. Even when we do talks or we talk to our interns or some of our employees, like, no one will bank on an idea that you haven't banked on.
You have to believe in the idea
Yes.
yourself.
Yes, and do it.
100%.
100%.
Outside believing,
Yeah.
do it.
Do it.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter whether it's on a shoestring budget, but just do
Yeah.
it. Someone out there is going to see your vision and they may be
Exactly.
willing to support
Exactly.
you.
And the rule is, nobody will spend $1 on your idea if you're not willing to spend
it.
your dollar on
Yeah.
that idea.
You guys have reached celebrity status in this country. And
Ooh,
I
we
think I can confidently say that. I can confidently say that. And, well, from your social media posts, we can tell, anybody can tell, you guys post a lot. But how do you handle, criticism individually? People are going to talk all the time.
My relationship with social media is completely different from Chi-Chi's.
Yeah.
That's why I said individually.
yeah.
How do you usually
Yes,
handle
yes,
criticism
yes,
on
yes.
your social media?
Usually
as a pair of girls, yeah.
Usually, like, I am more open and my life is a little bit more transparent, maybe. Let me put it that way. I'm more of a sharer. Sometimes an oversharer.
So,
you know?
extrovert, introvert, kinda.
Yeah,
No, I'm not really an introvert. I'm highly sophisticated.
Oh, wow.
Like,
All right, so how's this one? Conservative, liberal.
Yes. I like
Yes,
that. I
that's
like
better.
that.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
very conservative, very, like, to herself. Like, I will talk to my people, and if you're not really in my direct circle, then I'll just be polite, and that's how far you will know me. But I am like social butterfly. Like, I talk to people at the airport, and she's just like, you have to stop doing that. Like,
that is not even a lie.
like, it's not okay.
I'm like,
I'm just like,
listen.
why? Like, that's the beauty of talking to people you don't know. When is the next time you're going to see them?
Yeah.
You just tell them your whole life and you move on. So that's me, and our personalities are very different. And sometimes that personality, people do confuse us, because sometimes
Yeah.
they'll meet her and say,
And they'll think I'm
she's
Chi-Chi.
so offish. The other day she was so bubbly and talking to me, but she's offish. And sometimes also on social media, it gets out of hand because people forget, like, or maybe I forget that I have a public profile standing, you know, what did you call it? Celebrity status?
Celebrity status.
Yes, that. I forget that sometimes, and I just get carried away, and I just do what and say what I want to say, and
Would you say you've made it in life? And if not, what does making it in life look like to you as the PR girls?
Ask us in 45 years, I think.
Yeah, but I also think that's a very individualistic question.
Okay.
And making it in life is different. There's
Yeah.
like personal, and then there's like business.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, what do you
And
consider success?
Success,
You know, it's
yeah.
a heavy question,
And you know what?
actually.
When you're an entrepreneur, those two things are so intertwined.
Yeah.
Because if you neglect your personal growth, your business will definitely suffer.
Yeah. And if you neglect your business, and then it takes a toll on your personal life. And I
Yeah.
think as young entrepreneurs and as women especially, there's this need for a balance, you know, like a really good balance between your personal life and your work life. I think they call it work,
balance.
work-life balance.
Yeah.
And I'll have to admit, the first 3 years of our business, it was almost impossible. You know,
Yeah, it
we
was
lost
hard
a
work.
lot of friends. We lost contact with some family members because some people just don't understand the amount of dedication and time that your young business requires. It's like a child, you know. And now I understand mothers so much better when they stop going out with their girlfriends and they're always hanging out with other, you know, mothers for that support. I completely get it, because I found myself personally, I don't know about Monday, but personally, I found myself leaning towards other people who are on a similar path with me. Because if we haven't been on the phone as friends for a month, I can pick up the phone and talk to you, and you understand, like, it's been a crazy month.
Yeah.
You know, like, K Plus, how are you? How's it going? And you're like, yeah, it's good, long time, but you won't hold that grudge. Like, I haven't heard from you. You don't text me anymore. So it's been quite a journey, and we're still on it.
Yeah.
I was about to say, in events, you seem to have done it all. What's the next big thing? What will keep your head in the game? You know what I mean? The PR girls, the name is there.
Yeah.
What will keep it there now? You know what I mean?
I like how you phrase that, because we
Yeah.
always say that, how can we make the gap bigger? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, like
How
our,
can we
our
make the
thing
gap
is
bigger?
just to make it like, you know, like leave competition so far behind. I love that, by the way. I love
competitive,
having, we're
actually.
so competitive. And that's what it is. You wake up in the morning and you say, how am I leaving my competitors like way behind? And it's reality that you're going to always have, you know, new people in the market, old people in the market, people that are doing better than you. How do you catch up to them? And the people that are coming behind you and putting that challenge on you to, you know, do better and level up. And that is the reality of the business environment. It's thrilling. It's like it wouldn't be entrepreneurship if it wasn't for that,
Yeah.
Exactly.
right?
Now, speaking
Yeah.
of business, you ladies, you know, like you stated a minute ago, people can't really, sometimes they mistake you for her and her for you. Honestly speaking, you look like you're the same age. Does age play a part in decision making
No
in the
way.
PR girls?
She's younger than me and she's a bully. She's younger than me.
That's my
she's
point.
A
So
bully. She
how do
actually
you make
uses
decisions? I
that.
mean, it's a sister duo. It's a sister duo company, the PR
Yeah.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does age play a part in the decision making process of the PR girls?
No, it doesn't. It's
Yeah.
more like our roles in the business are very streamlined, which is like the beauty about doing something like continuously.
Yeah.
We're 5 years in now. So she knows exactly what falls under her, and I
Yeah.
know exactly what falls under me.
Yeah.
And we make decisions within those job
departments.
descriptions.
Yeah.
I've spoken to a lot of entrepreneurs in my life. Like, I'm one person who eats, breathes, lives entrepreneurship. And you know, when they're coming up in the game, you talk to entrepreneurs, people that you look up to, and almost all of them have like some ritual that they perform either in the morning. Now I'm wondering, you in the event space, when you're planning your events, or let's say on the day of the event, are there any rituals that you perform maybe at the event? Do you kneel down and pray in the center of the, or do you have incense all over the venue and stuff like that? What any rituals that the PR girls practice?
I don't know. It hasn't gotten that hard yet. Maybe when it gets really tough,
I mean, no.
we'll have mantras. I mean, okay,
Look,
she's really
Those
spiritual.
mantras are there.
Yeah.
Affirmations
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
events venue.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
but you see, it doesn't start, and this is the thing, and I'll advise this to every entrepreneur or
Yeah.
anybody, whether you're career driven, you work for somebody, it doesn't matter. It's very good, it's very important to take care of your mind,
Yeah.
you know? And I think, you know, when you asked about, you know, being successful and making it in life, you know, for me, there's nothing more important than having a healthy mind, a healthy body, and healthy relationships. You know, because once you take care of that, everything else, you live a conscious life, if I can put it that way.
Your mind is a lot more alert.
Is a lot more alert.
It's funny you say that because if you hadn't asked that question, I wouldn't know how to answer it. But every time we have an upcoming project, we go on like some sort of like juicing thing. And
so that's your ritual.
Yeah, and we have a strict time. I mean, we live together. We have a strict time to go to bed, strict time to wake up. We drink a lot more tea. Like, I think that we're a lot more aware of our physical and mental health. And I think that's the thing we carry each other. Like, if she's not stable and she's not okay, I'm like, are you okay? Are you fine? Like, relax. Everything's going to be okay. And then when I'm worried about something, she's like, Chichi, relax. Everything is going to be okay. Like, have you had your water? Have you had your tea? Like, 3-4 showers a day. Like, it doesn't matter how busy we are. We give each other times like, okay, I'm on the venue now, I'm on the project now, you go off and have your shower, and then like, it's things like that, little things like that. Like, just taking care of your mind and your body is important.
Clearly, you love music.
Yes.
Every one of your events is packed with music. I mean, it's what forms, it's what gives events life. At this very moment in your life as a pair of girls, what's like your ultimate theme song? The ultimate theme song.
Definitely, I think Early Riser. I'm really listening to that a lot.
A song that either pumps you or shapes your day, kind of thing.
You know what? I'm very momentary with my music. Like, whatever I'm feeling.
All right, then what song would describe your life right now as a pair of girls? Right now.
Honestly, I think for me, it's that Makitu song with Pumpy, Early Riser, because you see, it came at the right time. And the messaging in it is pretty much like, listen, don't slip, don't give up. Like, there's still hope. Yeah. And for me, I've always believed in a higher power, and that song like is a reaffirmation. Like, listen, you're not alone. Everybody's going through what they're going through, but don't slip. Like, switch on. Life. There's still life after COVID, if I can put it that way. Yeah. So I think that song to me at the moment speaks volumes. Like,
a lot.
Monday and Chichi, thanks a lot for coming through.
I didn't tell you what my song is.
Oh,
it's not fair.
She could talk for hours, K-Plus. You literally have to like...
I honestly thought, you mentioned earlier that she bullies you, so I honestly thought she was speaking for the two of you.
She jammed Early Riser, so even if it's not my thing, it's like, I don't know if you noticed, we do this twin thing sometimes. So what she's feeling, but I'm feeling Beyonce, because Black is King was just so like, it just pushed the king and queens of Africa thing. And I believe that everything we've done this year has been because I know that me and this girl are building an empire. And Beyonce just has that queen of an empire thing. So I'm channeling Black is King. I'm like, yes, we are queening the heck out of 2020. We are killing it. We're fighting COVID. And I think we're doing great.
We are, man.
Lastly, I don't feel there's one perfect definition for success, but to somebody watching this right now, what would you say is a secret to success?
Find something you love, something that you can do really good without spending a sleepless night. Sharpen it, get better at it, and find a way to monetize it.
And be real, honest, and authentic in whatever journey or career path you take. Be very honest with yourself, because there's going to be a lot of noise around you, and you'll notice that the only truth you find is when you're seated in your silence. And that is the truth that you need to live by.
Like, be able to look yourself in the mirror.
Yeah. And be like, I made the right decision, and I'm doing what I think is best for myself and what I want for myself.
Monday and Chichi, thanks a lot for coming through.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having it.
That Zed Podcast. Zambian conversations worth having. We talk to Zambian movers and shakers, the change makers, the achievers. We also discuss interesting topics. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, That Zed Podcast. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Listen to That Zed Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Anchor. That Zed Podcast. Zambian conversations worth having. Hosted by K+.
It's K+, baby.